Hey.
Hey.
Happy leap year.
You know, the last thing I want to do today is leap.
I'm feeling that. I understand that wholeheartedly.
I'm ready to leap in my bed.
Yes, 100%.
Yes. This is the real leap day after
That's the real
hours.
leap.
We're
Yes,
gonna leap in this bed. Oh my
100%. It's going to be a short show, y'all.
God. I guarantee
45 minutes tops.
we ain't gonna be before you long. I don't know if we can do 45 minutes, but
Okay, I'm
should
being
should
generous.
not cross 60. That's for sure.
Oh, man.
How was your day? Are you still recovering from the weekend?
Oh, yes. I'm still recovering. I'm just like, I need like a good solid. The thing of it is, I'm still recovering because I really haven't had a day of nothing to like. I mean, if you ask Vic, he'll say all you do all day is nothing. It's not the same. You understand? I'd be like, every time I come upstairs, you're sitting on the couch. Yeah, but you don't understand. Physically is one thing, mentally is another. Two separate entities. So, um, yeah, but it was a great weekend, and thank you for being a vendor. I appreciated you being there. I hope you had a lot of people come by your table and get books, or at least visit and say hi. I know Vic was there. I know Vic was at your table and hanging out. Are you freezing? Am I freezing?
Yeah,
Are
I
we
think
freezing?
we both just
Did
froze.
we?
But yes, Vic came and helped me put my banner up. And thank you, Visa. And he kept me company. He kept me company. So
Good.
that was pretty fun.
Good.
It doesn't matter how many times I put up that banner, it's always as if it's the very first time. And
Yeah.
somebody always asks me, have you used it before? Yes. Yes, I have.
It is not my first time. I know
10
it seems like
years.
it, but
I've used it for 10 years and I still don't know what I'm doing.
it's
I
all
told you.
good. It is all
But
good. But how was did you get a lot of people stop by and say
I
hey?
had people.
Uh,
I had people.
good.
More people bought shirts than books, which is always
Interesting.
interesting for me.
That's
Um,
interesting.
but one of my creative genius friends, um, taught us that you should always have a variety
Yeah.
of things because people want different stuff. Everybody doesn't
True.
read books, but everybody
Yes.
wears shirts. I had one
Yes.
gentleman come by and he stopped. He said, "Do you have any shirts with stars names on the stars?" I was like, "Sir, I'm the only star over here. Angel Simmons." Shirt. Of course, he bought the shirts that didn't say Angel Simmons, but Angel Simmons. I'm the only star here. But
Yeah.
that was fun. That was fun because at least after he said that, he said, "You probably would feel better if I bought something." I would actually, but
Actually, I would.
only if you gonna wear it. You ain't gonna wear it. Gone. You ain't gonna wear it. He bought his shirt. Then he
You
came
don't have
back
to wear it,
after.
but you could buy it, and that'd be great.
Right. Came back
But if you
after and
wore it,
bought
that'd
his
be
wife's
double.
shirt.
That'd be cherry.
So he came and got a second shirt before he left for his wife. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's always interesting. I have shirts, I have necklaces, I have books. I'm gonna be adding some bookmarks to the
Ooh,
mix.
nice.
I'll do a little reveal on the next show
Ooh.
because next month is a special month. So I'll do a little reveal next month. But yeah, it's
Sign
gonna be
me
some
up for a
different things.
bookmark, please.
Yeah. So
Because I have both of your books, so I could use it. Even though I've
mhm.
read them and done them, but I could still do them over again.
Read them and done them.
Read them and done them.
That's funny.
Oh, so what are you drinking tonight? What tea you got?
Know what I need to be drinking? No, I am.
Well, I mean,
I have. We're back on Bigelow, so
Bigelow.
Yogi and
Still waiting for our sponsorships, guys.
Tazo and all of that. So we have.
Nice. Cranberry
So this
Harvest.
is brand new. Um, Have not had that. Hey, Jessica. And this is
Hey.
first taste. I like to give y'all the first taste.
Okay.
Tastes like cranberry. That'll work. I am rocking. I don't know if you saw that, but hey, she kind of looked like me. Okay.
Yeah. Get
So
to
I
see.
am
You did that on
rocking
purpose.
my fabulous mug and shirt
I love it.
from my girl Melanie Boykin at Black Fashion Week USA.
Nice.
Modeled for them some years ago, and they got a nice spread of Black history. Yeah, yeah.
Love
You know what? I'm gonna get it for you. I'm gonna get you one just because I love you. Mug and shirts,
love
absolutely.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Trying to see, what does it say?
I don't know. I
My
got
roots.
like you got to come closer to the
Right.
camera.
It says my roots. But this tea is pretty good. Tastes like cranberry. I'm still doing 1 spoon of honey. Just one.
Okay.
Just one. And what are you sipping this evening?
So I'm a little sad
Uh-oh.
because well, Jessica wants to do happy dance. Okay. I'm a little sad because our one of our cast members, Malika, had brought a tea. She brought a bag of tea to share with the cast of her own blend.
This is what I was waiting
And I
for.
did not get a chance to taste it. And Maurice took the bag with him, and he was gonna give me a few, but we got so like busy with cleanup, and then we went um out with his family for a little bit afterwards, and it was just like, all right, time to go
You're
home.
holding out on the tea, Maurice.
So I told her, I'm like, I didn't get it, but I'm hoping I'll connect with Maurice soon, and he'll float me a couple of bags. But it smelled
You
wonderful.
don't ever say that again.
Bags of tea, y'all. Bags of
Float
tea.
you a couple of
We,
bags.
we are not that
Who have
show,
you
okay?
been hanging out
We are
with?
Mentali-Tea. Bags of tea,
Who you
y'all.
been hanging out with? Talk about some floating some bags. Lord.
So I didn't get to taste it, which I'm so sad, but I smelled it out of the pouch and it smelled incredible. So
Okay.
I'm gonna definitely get that next time. But I went to my Old Faithful, my yogi,
You
my
needed
Old
it for this
Faithful,
week.
because Jasmine hasn't been
Mm-hmm.
feeling so great. So, I need to make sure that my immune system's good. And then my mug says, "Hello, gorgeous."
Hello.
I actually won this at a baby shower
I'm
because
allergic to
I
baby
I
showers.
guessed something right, and I won this, and it had a Starbucks gift card in it. And I was like, "Oh, fabulous."
I'm allergic to baby showers. Sorry.
Okay, well, I'm not, and it worked out because yes, there
Yes.
is Jessica in this one. There is elderberry. It's one of my favorite go-tos. Elderberry, lemon, balm, immune and stress with ashwagandha. That ashwagandha is what gives you the calmness. It
I
does.
feel like it's some ginger in here. It has a warm spice finish.
Mm,
I feel like part of that
I
warm
love this.
spice might be ginger, but
I love this. So,
yeah.
cheers. Happy last day of February, our leap
Leap
year.
day.
Leap
Happy
day.
leap day.
Leap day. We leaping into bed after this.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jessica, I read how stressed you've been.
Oh my gosh. Honey, I'm gonna sip this
Listen,
for you.
yeah, this is for you,
Mm.
girl. Because I read that today. I was like,
Oh, I'm not gonna pour one out. I'm gonna sip it.
Again, we're not that show. We drink the tea. We're not pouring one out for the homies on this one.
Oh my goodness. Nah, we floating bags over here. That's what
Listen, I didn't specify. I said tea bag.
you
Okay,
did
I did
not.
say bags, but y'all know
You
it's tea
did
bag.
not. Nope. We ain't gonna waste
Oh no,
no
we
tea.
don't waste it. That's for
Oh,
sure. That's
tea
for
is
sure.
expensive. That's why only the rich and elite and sophisticated used to drink it. Tea leaves used to
With
be
with
high
the
price
pinkies
money.
in the air, y'all. With the pinky.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
It's a pinky in the
things
air
in
type drink.
there. Mm, that feels good. That feels good going
Oh,
at it.
it's nice and warm.
You know,
Just
it was it was 75 degrees
I can't even. This
3 days ago
I can't.
and 2 days ago. And on one day ago, it was 25.
So, fun fact, and Maurice can attest to this. So last year when we had our Black History Month production,
I was there.
yes, tech night, tech day. So tech day was beautiful, fine weather. And then when we left tech night last year, it was
Snow.
like snowing like crazy. Guess what? That same thing happened again. Like we had Friday was beautiful weather. It was like 40
Beautiful.
something degrees.
Perfect.
And then we
Jacket
leave
and
out of
scarf.
tech, and we actually were able to have tech during the day this time, which was great. But we
Blizzard.
got out of there by 6, and it was so, I'm like, so I told Maurice, I said, you know what? I said, I think that this is your mom giving us her blessing from heaven because this is 2 years in a row now that it has snowed on tech night, and then it's been like no trace of snow the next day for the show. Again, it happened this year. And then, and then the temperature dropped on Saturday. So I take that as a Valerie prophet giving us her blessings from heaven for those shows.
That's how you feel, Mama. That's how you feel.
Well, you know what? If it happens again next year, then I know I'm
We
right.
gonna know for sure because you said it.
It
I
already
mean,
happened 2 years in a row.
the,
It
the blessing
come
could
on,
have been in the 75, but no, we ain't gonna, we gonna give you snow.
man. We're gonna give you snow, and then we're gonna give you a tornado a few days later. I'm like,
But you know, every year, with the exception of last year, every year when I did V3 in February,
yeah,
it would be a blizzard or a blizzard warning or a snowstorm warning, and we would end up postponing it 2 weeks and end up the last week of February, even though it was supposed to be Valentine's weekend. So
see,
every year it was blizzard time around. So
yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Perfect sense.
It's whatever, but
Hmm.
it's Chicago at the end of the day. But so, how has your day been? How's your day been? You asked about my day, but we did not talk about your day. And I know you had a day. And I know you're going to go put more than honey in that tea.
It was nothing like it was supposed to be. I
Mm,
am right now um my challenge has always been delegating with other people,
mhm,
especially with staff. But now that I have started doing that, I am seeing loopholes in places.
mhm,
And even when they're not my failures, it feels like my failure because I'm the
mhm,
manager.
mhm.
So that is my challenge. Um, I'm not a drop the ball person.
Right.
So when balls get dropped, I feel like they my balls. And I ain't got
Mhm.
no balls. I feel like they my balls. That's
Again,
getting
that's a different show.
different show. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of feeling like I failed in some places today. And I am doing some reflection to see what I could have done differently to prevent crises and
Mhm.
whatever. We're supposed to have a Black History presentation, our annual Black History presentation. There were no presentations. Um, we were supposed to have parent engagement. No parents showed up. So it's,
Ah,
I don't know,
that's so
it's
rough.
yeah, I walked out of there. I left all the staff in the building. I'm gone.
Yeah.
What's crazy is I was gonna bring treats tomorrow. You already know I ain't taking nothing.
You froze.
I said I was going to take treats tomorrow. You already know I ain't taking nothing.
No.
Taking nothing from
Mm-mm.
them.
No.
No,
Absolutely not.
there's no rewards being handed out tomorrow. So yeah, I'm struggling with that. That kind of plays into imposter syndrome that I've been trying
Mhm.
to shake off for a long time. And now it's like, see. My brain is like, shut It
Oh,
wasn't your problem. Yeah, but it's a reflection of me. I feel like everything is a reflection of me. And this is a very critical time
yeah.
in our program. It's like I don't feel like we can afford to make any mistakes.
Right. Right.
So that is the short of it.
Oh, yes. Slowly breathe.
And have a
Take a
sip.
sip of
Ooh.
tea. Mm,
Ooh.
let that warmth just take over.
So so this is a heck of a day to be talking about mental health.
Yeah,
I just
I'm telling
gave
you.
you feelings of failure and imposter syndrome and problems with delegation. Listen,
Ugh.
I got stuff. I got stuff.
Got stuff.
I
We
got
yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
I
Do you
got
want to
stuff.
start or
Sure,
okay?
sure,
I mean, we
sure.
could always. I'm always up for rock paper scissors. I mean,
I can, I can kick it off because it's February and it's the last day of February.
last
We
day of
had so many celebrations in February.
Oh,
But
hey,
obviously,
really fast. You know I
uh,
have an 18-year-old now?
oh, I heard that happened on the other day.
Yesterday. He's old now. She says to me
18.
today, she's like, you know, you don't have to sign papers for me anymore. I'm like, says who?
Actually,
She's like, well, like when I go to the doctor's office, you don't have to sign those papers anymore. I'm like,
I'm still going.
I'm
So,
still going to because we forgot to sign the proxy form. So now I don't have access to her my chart, her medical stuff anymore. So we have to redo it all. And I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this.
oh,
Yeah. And when she said that, I was like, but I
you live in
still,
my house.
I'm like, but you're still going to have to tell me what those forms say before you sign them. She goes, well, obviously, if they're legal documents, I'm like, when you sign the form at the medical office, that's a legal document. But that's fine.
Any medical office, even on
Anything, it's a
campus.
legal
You
document.
know, it's like,
Anything you're putting your signature on is a legal document. That that's fine. Which her age or her class did not learn cursive, so she doesn't have a signature.
stop playing.
Jasmine has a signature because they brought
I
cursive
have
back.
third and fourth graders.
Yeah, they brought it back when Jasmine was in school, so Jasmine can do cursive. I'm like, I can't. Isn't that stupid? It's stupid. Like, why do you take cursive out of learning? Like, that's
They did, and
I
I
never
started
understood
writing
why.
in cursive. I started writing in cursive on the board when I first started teaching, and my students were like, "What is that? What
Yeah,
does that say?" So then I started giving out practice sheets, so you can do
yeah.
this. But
I'm
I
gonna
have
have to
third
do
and
this.
fourth graders that are writing. They did their Black History projects, and they wrote in cursive, and I was so proud to see
Yeah,
the post on the board. Like, yes,
but that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. You didn't teach
keep
it to
it
this
going.
group of
They
kids.
do not teach
They're
it.
not gonna be able to read it. You know what I mean? So it's like
Mhm.
things that are from like back in the day are all in cursive, and you're not gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
able to read that because they didn't teach it to
Mhm.
you. Like, I don't understand why that was a thing.
I don't
But
know. I used to get handbooks, like workbooks.
yes, exactly. And you
Um,
trace the letters, and then you can finish.
yes,
Yes,
yes, and that was part of spelling. That was part of
right.
phonics,
Yes,
phonetics, whatever. All
absolutely.
that you had to
Yeah,
do that. It was a whole class.
yeah. Anyway, I digress. We were talking, go back to what you were saying. Last day of February, it's a leap day. It is.
Well, happy belated birthday to young Miss Ma'am.
Thank
Um,
you.
I
That
was
was
not invited to any birthday celebrations, so there's no gift coming from my house. But
that's you know what? It was
had
her
she invited,
friends.
I thought she was my personal bodyguard, her and Jasmine, but
You're
I
better
don't
off
get
with
invited. I don't get invited, so
you know what?
no gift,
Give me a
no gifts for you,
whole
no
break.
gifts, no gifts for you. So what happens? You got aunties over here that's giving out gifts. Tell them, Jessica, we rich
I'm
aunties.
just
We give out
saying.
gifts, but if we not
No adults
invited,
were invited to her party except me and Vic, and we didn't even want to be there. We had to
hey,
pay for it.
when you don't invite your rich aunties, you don't get gifts. This is what happens. So,
I'm
anywho,
telling you
Black History Month. This was the highlight of February outside of Valentine's Day, Black History Month. And I'm so glad we got an extra day to celebrate that. It was
Yes.
started in 1976 by Carter G. Woodson. And it's so funny. I was writing my notes out, and I remember when I was teaching preschool some years ago, 20 years ago, when I was teaching. Oh God, that's 20 years ago when
Yeah.
I was teaching preschool. Um, it was a private owned um, it was a private owned preschool by a black couple, and there were all these songs that I had never heard of. They used to do devotion, and circle time was devotion, and it was a whole song about
Oh, you froze again.
Carter G. Woodson. He went to college to get some knowledge. I was like, I don't know this song. I had never heard this song before. So now every time I see the name, the song starts playing in my. He gave us Black History Month. It's like, okay, y'all said that with your chest. But yeah, the babies were singing these songs. So anyway,
Wait, can
he
you
was
go
a
back?
scholar.
Wait,
Who's
Black
huh?
History Month started when? Did you say 1976?
1976. Started in 1976 by Carter G. Woodson. Ha. Yeah. So he was a scholar whose dedication to celebrating the historic contributions of Black people led to the establishment of this holiday. It is said that February was chosen, not because it was the shortest day of the shortest month of the
Oh,
year,
of
but
course.
February was chosen because of the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln
Martin Luther
and
King.
Frederick Douglass, who both had birthdays in February. And they were two Americans who played
Oh
a
no.
prominent role in shaping Black history. Um, one for Lincoln, who issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 and pushed the 13th Amendment through Congress to abolish slavery, and for Frederick Douglass, who was an advocate for freedom. He advised presidents, was a Black abolitionist. And he also, what I did not know, encouraged African American men to fight in the U.S. Army. So he was
Interesting.
promoting Black men to enlist and get involved so they can fight for the U.S. against the
Wow.
Confederate Army. Didn't know that part.
Did not
Um, so that is my very short spiel on Black History Month. I didn't want to give you all a history lesson. Y'all know what it is, but
listen. And I
I
feel
love
Black
this.
History should be celebrated 365.
Should be. And one of the
366 on a leap year,
should
not
be. And
just 1 month.
I wore my I Am Black History shirt that I bought from one of the vendors at the play on
Oh,
Saturday.
nice.
I wore that shirt on the show Sunday. So
Okay.
I couldn't wear it again. But I'm rocking this, and I love all of the different faces. And I was trying to pick out all of the people. Like, this is the Black Michael Jackson. Not to be confused with the one you already know, but the Black Michael
Uh,
Jackson, Angela Davis, Malcolm X, Martin Luther
yeah.
King, Frederick Douglass. Oprah is on here. Um, Harriet
You
Tubman
get
is
a shirt and you get a shirt.
right. So it
Like,
was it, it was great to be able to pick out some faces. But the afro is what drew me.
I love it.
It was
I
yeah,
love
and I
it.
had to pull my afro out
I love
because
it.
today was, we're doing Spirit Week at the school, and today was Black Panther Day. So it was either wear all black or wear something
Froze again. Stop freezing.
in attire, and I wore my African jacket. I had no all black, but I wore my African jacket, which was white
Okay.
with lots of colors on it. So yeah, so we
Love it.
tomorrow is red, black, and green, and they have their assembly for school. So it has been a week. Monday was 90s day. So just about everybody I saw had on a jersey
Our
or a shirt,
decade.
colorful,
Mhm.
looked like Fresh Prince
The cross
logo.
colors. Cross
Oh
colors, man. Cross
yeah,
colors was it in the
um,
90s.
and I rocked my I Am Black History shirt. Had my one pants leg up like LL used to do. Ladies love LL.
Oh, and did you lick your
On
lips all day
Sunday.
like him?
I did. Uh,
Gotta
I did.
gotta go all in.
Yesterday, Yesterday was Wednesday. Yesterday was dressed like a famous black person or somebody in history. Tuesday, I'm trying to remember what was Tuesday. Oh gosh, I can't remember what Tuesday was. But oh, Tuesday was formal. It was Black Excellence, so they have to
Oh,
dress
nice.
in formal attire. So I went in there with my cute, little cute sparkly heels on and
Okay.
my dress to the floor, and my staff had on their blazers and dress
Okay.
pants. Yeah, it was a little bougie, and the kids had on whatever they wear every any day.
Mm, I love
I
it.
had about five who dressed up, but for the most part, it was some other classes. Some of the older kids did, and they took it off. As soon as they went to gym, they came out them clothes. I was finding bags of shoes all over the
Oh,
building, like
jeez.
flats, little kitten heels. It was funny.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah, so this
awesome.
has been I love how they celebrate, and they had time because these leathers went out last week, so they had time to plan out what they were gonna wear for the week. So we had a lot of kids in all black today. So we took a nice group picture.
Nice.
So that is
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
I love that so
That's
much.
that's what I got for Black History.
I love it. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that it just started in 1976. Like that, I'm still having a hard time processing that date, that year, because that doesn't make any sense to me.
A lot of things don't make sense,
A
Christy.
lot of things, you know what? You're so correct. A lot of things don't make sense. It really doesn't.
It
But
really doesn't.
man,
All right, tag.
tag. Oh God. Well, what do you want me to start with? Because we both looked up the same
The
topic.
week, the special week
The special. Wait, there's two special weeks. The
with the
children's
with the
or the
cheering, the
the, ch-
cheering.
the children. Okay. So the week of. Give me a second here. February 5th through the 11th was Children's Mental Health Week. Now, here's something I found interesting. When I was trying to get my information on it, it seems to be a very thing much more celebrated in the UK than here in the US.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, because I was looking and everything I found was all UK related. I was like,
Mm, wonder
interesting.
why.
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's needed here.
Yeah. Yeah. 1000%. Um, so basically, Children's Mental Health Week
Hmm.
is purpose is to encourage more people than ever to get involved, spread the word, and raise vital funds for children's mental health. Because if you're ready for this, 1 in 6, remember that 1 in 6 children have a diagnosable mental health issue. 1 in 6. So it's really important to help each
Hmm.
other out when we can and to find ways to take care of our minds.
That's pretty high.
1 in 6 children. Children. Yeah. That's crazy. And their theme for this year was My Voice Matters.
Mm.
And the charity that started this quote, every child has the right to express their views, feelings, and wishes in all matters affecting them and to have their views considered and taken seriously. The charity also said this year we want children of all ages, backgrounds, and abilities to be empowered to work together to create a positive change for their mental health and well being. We want all children and young people, whoever they are and wherever they are in the world, to be able to say and believe my voice matters.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. And so I had looked up um, the school that celebrates it and what they do as a part of this. A way to help with Children's Mental Health Week is kindness. She's like, they said one very simple but powerful way to connect with others is through kindness. You hear that, adults? Kindness. Kindness. Be nice.
Now,
Says
nice is something else.
kind,
That's right.
nice,
Nice is different.
kind. Just be good people.
Anybody can play nice.
That's true.
but you have to be kind.
Yes, this is true. Yep. It says, and if we need some help understanding what that means, y'all, here you go. Kindness is a simple way to help everyone, and that's in capital letters. When we are kind to each other, it helps us to feel connected, which means we forge new friendships or deepen existing ones. Using our voices to spread kindness is an incredibly powerful thing that can change lives and create a kinder world. What we say matters. I'm going to say that one more time. What we say matters. Because once you say it, you can't take it back. Because
No.
you said it and now it's there. Research has also shown that when we're kind, when someone is kind to us, or even if we just witness kindness, our bodies release feel good hormones, which lift our mood, giving us what's known as a helper's high. It's
Oh,
also
what
been,
now?
huh? Yeah,
Oh,
helper's
what
high. Helper's high. Yes. And it's also been shown that people who are kind have much lower stress levels, age more slowly, and have healthier hearts.
now?
See, it's beneficial. Kindness isn't just a thing to do, but can help us improve our own well being while helping others at the same time. And Children's Mental Health Week is the perfect time to start that. I think it's perfect time to start anytime. But there you go. Be kind. All the benefits are right there. Your mental health, your physical health, longevity of life.
Hmm.
It's not hard to be kind. You know, I do that. Like if I'm out in public, if I'm in an elevator or wherever, and someone comes on, especially if it's another woman, I compliment something all the time, whether it's the hair, the outfit, whatever, because I feel, especially women, we don't really. I feel like women, we need to build each other up and lift each other up when we can. I feel like we don't do that enough.
Yeah.
So, you know, how many people I've run into where I've seen them, they come in and they just, the face, you know, the energy is just off. As soon as I compliment them on something, it's like a complete 180. Like, thank you. Like, wow, you know, and it's like, yeah, people are actually kind. We do exist. Kind people do exist, y'all. I
I
promise.
do. I do try to be intentional with complimenting women when it's something I like. No, I don't. I don't do it just because. But if I see something I like, I try to be intentional.
That's the
No,
thing. I'm easy. I like everything.
I'll say no. It's
So,
a little hard.
I
It's a little
mean,
harder for me. But of course, as a black woman, the compliment is okay. I see you, and that it might not be specific, but they
yeah.
understand. Okay, come on, coat.
Uh,
You just call it out the thing. Come
Come
on,
on,
hair.
coat. Okay,
Okay,
shoes.
glasses.
I see you glittering. I see you sparkling shoes.
And they get it right away. And if you yell, come on, coat, across the room, they know exactly whose coat you're talking about. And
Yeah.
the coat wearer understands
Yeah, you froze again.
it is. It is.
You keep
They
freezing.
understand immediately whose coat it is you
Yeah.
are referring to
Well,
across the room.
yeah. I mean,
So
most of my interactions happen when on elevators. Like when it's usually when I run into people and I compliment them because it's in an elevator and I don't like awkward silence.
please don't talk to me on the elevator.
I mean, I don't go to have a
It's
full conversation.
already awkward that it's just us two on here. Please
I
don't say
don't have a whole conversation, but it's like, oh, I really like your shoes. Oh, I love that dress, you know, or the color. Like I love vibrant colors. So if a woman comes wearing like a vibrant color outfit, it's like, yes, because I'm too chicken to do that.
and then there's the awkward silence after the
Well,
compliment.
yeah, of course.
Okay,
But at
thank
that
you.
time you're getting to your floor and you're leaving the
10 more
elevator.
floors to go.
It's like, all right, bye. Have a good day.
Gee, that's so funny. You're so friendly.
I try.
Mm, mm,
You
mm.
know, we just need it. We just need it. I got to have some faith in humanity somewhere, man. I really do.
Agreed. Absolutely
You
agreed.
know, Because I feel like after COVID, it's just gone down the hill. It really has. Like, it's
We're
just,
definitely more antisocial.
oh,
Definitely.
God. That
And it's
social
not on purpose.
distancing did
It's not on
not do
purpose.
us well.
It's not on purpose, but
Yeah.
we have gotten so it's almost like we still have our masks, even though we don't have our masks.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's the general feeling. Like I feel like you can't see me, so
Right.
I'm gonna be
And
quiet.
I felt like the thing for me is I felt like once the masks were able to come off and we could see everybody smiling again, that would change things. But
You
nobody
thought
was
you would see
smiling
some
under their mask. So why the hell they're gonna smile now? It's like, well, I went without smiling for all that time, and I forgot what it's like. I might hurt my face, and it's like,
Wow.
okay, great.
Wow, wow, wow.
I
That
think
was
that's why we got so cold because we couldn't see anybody's faces. We couldn't see a smile, and people don't smile with their eyes. Not
they
many,
do. They
not
do.
many.
That's how you can tell if it's really a smile because the
Yeah,
eyes change.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
you wouldn't know. But
But I just, I hope that we get that back. I hope we get that back, and people get back into the habit of like, let's see the smile, like, you know. Anyways, tag you're it.
dang. Okay. Another celebration for this month while you were talking about things that make you smile. It is the celebration of chocolate. The
Oh, I
celebration
don't
of
have any.
chocolate month.
Mm.
And this
Yeah.
National Chocolate Month began.
Oh, you're freezing it right
So
at a
it's
good fact. Go back. When did it begin? Because you froze.
1995.
Oh, that's so late in life.
1995.
You should be appreciative.
Celebrated every February. I got a kick because it said the 1st through the 28th. I'm like, so we don't get to celebrate today?
So on leap year, you just
Right.
it doesn't
1st
count.
through the 28th. It is a month-long celebration dedicated to one of the most beloved treats in the world.
Mm.
Chocolate has been enjoyed for thousands of years, dating back to ancient civilizations like the Mayans and the Aztecs in the 1900s.
Okay.
Ancient civilizations started using cacao beans
Ooh.
to make chocolate drinks. I don't like how I said that word. Um, it was brought to Europe by, let me get this right, Hermain Cortez, uh, where sugar and honey were added to enhance the flavor. So they was just drinking straight cocoa, is what it sounded like.
Mexican hot chocolate is bomb. I'm just
Oh
saying.
my goodness. Dutch chemist Conrad Johannes van Houten invented the hydraulic press to make chocolate powder,
Oh,
which revolutionized chocolate manufacturing and made it more accessible to the public. So that was something that, everybody just couldn't get. Now, I know you're asking yourself, Angel, what does chocolate have to do with health? What are we talking
oh,
about?
there's antioxidants in
Let me
chocolate.
tell you. All right, so we got 10
Tell me.
facts. 10 facts about chocolate and what it
Okay.
has to do with your health. First, it lowers blood pressure.
Easy. Done. That's good enough for me.
All right, you don't need no more. It helps prevent liver damage.
So when you're drinking your wine or whatever, you have some chocolate, it just balances out right there.
Mm, mm, mm. Maybe not wine and chocolate, or maybe that's why they always have wine and chocolate together.
They
I
do
don't know.
pair chocolate and wine together. I'm just saying.
They boost. Have you ever had chocolate wine?
Yes, I have. It's good. It's dangerous.
Oh boy. Okay. Um, Number three, it boosts good cholesterol.
Oh, good.
The good cholesterol. Okay. All
That's
right.
good.
Four, it keeps your heart healthy.
There you go. Because it
I'll
keeps your
take
blood
it.
pressure down.
There you go. Five, makes you feel good.
It really does.
Let's talk about the endorphins.
Mm.
They get released when things feel good. All
Oh,
right. It makes you feel good. So I'm thinking when I get off of here, I'm gonna go get some chocolate.
oh yeah.
Cause I intended to have the bag over here, but I
Where'd it go? You
Who is
froze.
that? I'm trying to think of the name, what brand this is. But the little round ones. The little round ones.
Not the Dove.
No, not
No,
Dove.
Dove is
The
square.
balls. The balls. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna get up and go get it. What is it? Oh, not Ghirardelli. It's something else. I'm gonna look it up. Um, somebody help me.
They're
Who make the little?
balls?
They're balls. They're balls, and it's like the center, like melts in your mouth. They got all these different flavors.
Oh,
Anyway, my mom bought me a bag for Valentine's Day,
okay.
and it was a flavor I had not had, which was double
Oh,
chocolate.
Lindor.
Lindor, the lit,
The
the lit.
truffles.
Yes,
Oh,
it
those
was
are
double
so
chocolate.
good.
And I'm thinking, if it's one thing you need on the chocolate ball, is twice the amount of chocolate, because
Oh,
that thing, yes, it just explodes.
yeah.
Um, but I got some double chocolate lint
Mm,
door, lint, whatever.
lint.
Got some of them. So it makes you feel good was 5. Number 6, it boosts your brain power. So see, if I had a chocolate here, I could have remembered the name of it.
There you because you would have had the wrapper in front of you
Right,
too.
I would have had the rapper, but if I had one before the show started, I bet you I would have remembered the name of it.
But
Number 7, keeps you slim.
okay, I don't know about that one.
Most people who consume large amounts of chocolate are slimmer than the average size.
Okay. If
I don't think
okay.
we eat enough chocolate.
We're not eating enough chocolate, seriously. We're not because yeah. I'm looking
I
back
don't
here and
know.
I'm like, nope,
I
we
don't
definitely
know. Number 8, it makes you smarter.
there you
So
go.
when they did some case studies of scholars and people with high degrees. Most of them consume large amounts of chocolate.
I mean,
Why
Willy
are we
Wonka,
doing
man. Willy
that?
Wonka had a whole factory. He's
Look,
smart. He,
listen.
I've been
Number
in
8,
that
it
river.
renovates the blood vessels.
Okay.
Now, when I hear the word renovate, I think HGTV.
Yeah.
And you trying to tell me that this double chocolate lint
Knocking down some
ball
drywall
is
in your veins, I guess.
listen, what are you clearing out of my blood vessels? Well, I guess if it lowers your blood pressure and it keeps your heart healthy, then it makes more sense that it would
Yeah.
clean out your
Yeah.
blood vessels. But renovate does not mean clean out. That means rebuild, right?
Rebuild.
Mm,
Maybe
construction.
it's doing
Construction
yeah.
in your veins. I love it. Lastly, protects your skin. Now, this one, of all the things on the list, this one I was a little confused by, because I know a lot of people that break out
Ah, you froze.
after eating chocolate, or they have
Maybe they're
breakouts.
allergic to it.
Yeah, and it could be because they're allergic to it and don't know it. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know, but I remember
Which would be
eating
very
chocolate as a
tragic.
teenager, but that could have been a hormonal thing
It
because
could be a hormonal
anything
thing.
anything broke your face out
It's
at
true.
15. But protects your skin. So I went
Well,
through this phase some point last year. I don't know if it was last year or year before, but it was maybe 2-3 months where I just had to have chocolate. And it's not something I consume regularly. It's not something that I usually have in the house, but it had to be gourmet. So I was over there at Rocky Mountain Candy
oh,
Factory,
that's
and
dangerous.
I'm up here in Fannie Mae, and I was getting the stuff by the pound, and yeah, I need truffles, and
Yeah.
I needed this
Yeah.
gourmet. And I started oh, that's the other candy bar. So if you're familiar with the Biscoff cookies
Ah, yes, that I
that they
can't
give
eat.
you on the plane,
Yeah.
you on
Hmm.
the airplane, they have candy bars,
Yeah, they
and
sure do.
they're bigger than my phone. They're bigger than my phone, and you got to break the pieces off, and they got the cookie butter in the middle.
Oh,
Oh my God. I started buying these things. They're like $4 a pop. I started buying these things.
yeah.
And yeah, between that and the Fannie Mae and the Rocky Mountain and the truffles, listen,
So when Monica and I
It
were
was
going to New
expensive.
York, we were
Oh,
going to New York and we were leaving out. We were going on Delta, so we were at Terminal 5. We were in the international terminal. Dude, I was looking at the duty free. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all this. And I still had to pay tax because it was domestic. Anyway, I got me one of those gigantic Toblerones, okay? Like the
not
big
the Toblerone, the
the
triangle.
Toblerone.
Oh my God.
Listen, I should have brought it here. Oh my God. I break off the triangle, I kid you not, the triangle is like this thick and like this big. And it's like a whole meal. I was like, that's a lot of chocolate, but my God, it was
That
delicious.
is, and I love me some Toblerone.
Oh my gosh. And I
I
got
do.
the gigantic one. That gigantic one. It was like $15. And he talked me into buying two. He goes, well, if you get the second one, it's like 20% off or something. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I gave one to the flight attendants and I kept one for myself because if you're good to your flight attendants, they're good to you, just so you know. But
Mm,
I did that. And then fun going back to your Lindor
let
truffles.
go.
What I forgot, it was I think it was like a Christmas or something. I forgot who it was, but someone got a bag in my house for Christmas. I don't know if it was me or Vic or one of the girls, but it was a big bag of just a different variety of all those truffles. So Vic and I every night we were those people. I would shake it and I'm like, okay, you pick one. Don't do it. I'll pick
I love
one,
it.
and then we'll see what
Love
we
it.
got because it was like and we did
So
that
fun
every night.
fact.
It was
There's this one is empty because this is one closest to where people can get to it. But my mom was old school, and I got all her furniture. So candy dish. Okay, there's one
nice.
across the room. Because everything in here is glass. You know that.
Yeah.
But my candy in the dishes match the decor. So you see, it's pink and silver. So there's Hershey Kisses in there, and the Lindor truffles are the pink ones that
Okay.
are birthday cake, if I'm not mistaken. I got the birthday cake, and then I got the Ghirardelli um, chocolate raspberry and the white salted caramel because it's pink, white, and silver. That's the thing
Oh,
right there.
well, you
So
are so
yeah,
aesthetic. You
yeah,
got always got the
the
aesthetic.
candy
Yeah.
matches the decor. And this one is empty because I'm eyeballing the other jar over there. So that leads me to the question. Oh, I see a question, but that leads me to our question. What is your favorite chocolate candy? And if you can't pick one, you get a top three. What's your top three?
Ferrero Rocher, because I love hazelnut and chocolate. Like, I
I
swear
can eat the little ones. I can eat the little ones. I can't eat anything bigger than.
they make them bigger than the ones that are normal.
My mama bought me one that looked like an orange. I said,
Ah, put
"That's
that in my mouth right now.
even trying to break it up and cut it up. I did not like it. I did not like it.
um,
The
I
little ones
love
I can eat though.
the Ferrero Rocher. Hershey's Special Dark with almonds.
Oh, you are very specific.
Oh yeah, I love nuts.
Very specific. Okay.
Chocolate and nuts together, I swear, are like my favorite combination. It's not that show. Um, Ferrero Rocher, Hershey Special.
What?
Listen, I love dark chocolate. I think the darker the better, okay? Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I love dark
I,
chocolate. Special Hershey
I
Special
will.
Dark with almonds. And
Mm-hmm.
then gosh, I don't know. I have so many loves. Oh, and the Dove dark chocolate square things. Plus they have the nice little messages in the wrappers.
They
But
do have the
I just
loveliness.
love how it just melts in your mouth. Oh my gosh. It's wonderful. But it's
Okay.
got to be dark chocolate, like I said. Oh, can have either career day, Steam Magnet School. Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I don't know. I would have to. I
We'll have to check.
will have to check and get back to you on that.
Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you. All right, I gave you my top three.
Okay. My
Your
top
turn.
three has to include whatchamacallit.
What whatchamacallit. And then remember Thingamajig? Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, and their twin is thingamajig. But
Thingamajig.
whatchamacallit for sure. Um, People knew after a runway show, if you're bringing me a treat, king size Twix. King size. Bring me this
Oh,
Twix. You
I
have
gotta
to.
add Snickers to that list
Bring
too.
me,
Go ahead.
bring me a king size Twix, please.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of Zero Bar. I'm not sure.
Really?
Does that count as chocolate? It's nougat
I,
and caramel and chewy stuff. I don't think that counts as
is it
mm,
is it wrapped in chocolate? Because
no, it's white. Is it white
oh,
chocolate?
then
I don't know. Maybe it's white chocolate.
see, I don't like white
Somebody look it
chocolate.
up and tell me. But
Yeah.
I'm a huge Zero Bar fan.
Okay.
But if I couldn't have that, throw that cookie butter filled Biscoff
It's off.
chocolate bar on that list. This will be a new addition in the
Mm.
last year and a half. This will be a new addition, but it just knocked somebody's slot. I don't even know whose slot it took, but I will take a cookie butter filled candy bar.
Okay. There you go.
And then I got the cookie crunch with the Twix and the nougat and the
Yeah.
whatchamacallit just got everything in it. Oh my
Everything.
gosh. So yeah, those would be my top.
Okay, add a fourth one because my fourth one is Snickers. I totally forgot about Snickers. I'd love me Snickers. Like I could eat Snickers.
Heath.
Oh my god, yeah, add that to
Because
the top five.
anytime I
Okay,
go
top
get a
five.
blizzard, anytime I go get a blizzard or a
That's what I get.
concrete mixer
Yep.
or something, put that toffee because
Yes.
you know I
Yes.
make
Okay. So
toffee
top
from
five. So five.
scratch.
So Heath rounds out five. Oh, and I can't forget
Mm.
Rolos. I love Rolos.
You
Okay. See, now we're talking about all the
the
chocolate.
caramel, yes.
Oh,
You know I make toffee from scratch.
of
But
course you
yes, the Heath, I would take a Heath bar.
I get a Blizzard and I put Snickers and Heath in there. Oh my god.
Both?
It's
Dang.
wonderful.
Mm,
It's not good on my teeth because it's crunchy as all get out, but oh my gosh, it's so good. It's
that
so good.
sounds amazing. My
It's
goodness.
mhm.
Yeah. So I got some movie watches for you. Chocolat.
Chocolate. Oh, I love that movie.
Chocolat.
Johnny Depp, baby. Johnny
My
Depp back in
first.
the day. I don't think he's that good looking now.
Yes. I saw it for the first time last year though. Chocolat.
It's a good
It's
movie.
hilarious. Like water for chocolate. And
Mhm.
we read that book in English in high school, and I really don't think we should have been reading that book. Once I saw the movie, it was like, wait a minute, it is
Yeah.
so much that goes into this book, and it's got all these cultural references and
Mhm.
lovers quarrels and fights and longing and desire and wet nurses and
Chocolate does that to you, I guess.
mother-in-laws and yeah, it's so much like water for chocolate, baby.
Brings the freak out of
It
you.
is very dimensional. This
Mm.
movie, you gotta watch it with an open mind and a drink in your hand. Like, what she just do? Yes, it's some strange stuff in that one
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there. But those are the only two movies I can think of outside of Willy Wonka
Willy Wonka and the
and
Chocolate
the
Factory.
Chocolate Factory.
Not
And I've
Charlie and the
seen the
Chocolate
old one.
Factory, you guys. Johnny Depp scared the hell out of me in that movie. Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder. That's it.
I've
That is
seen
the
the
Willy
old
Wonka.
one. The new one was
I
hilarious. It was
saw
hilarious.
Monica saw Wonka and she said it was good. And
My
actually,
favorite.
Jasmine saw it and she liked it. And Jasmine
I
doesn't
did
like it
not.
as
I
much.
have not seen the new Wonka,
I
but my
have not
favorite
either.
character in Johnny Depp's version was the grandfather.
I
That
I didn't
was
even
my
really
favorite
pay attention
character.
to it, honestly. That
That
movie
was my
scared the heck
favorite
out of
character.
me.
It was the grandfather.
Johnny, I mean, and I get it. That's Tim Burton. Tim Burton's crazy like that.
Tim
And it's
Burton is a
but
maniac.
Johnny, it was the teeth. It was Johnny Depp's teeth. There, I'm like, bro, you scared me with that. I can't. I
I couldn't
can't.
get over this family that ate and slept and had recreation in the same bed.
I I
The
know.
bed was a table, it was a
Right.
dresser, it was a desk.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was those were my movie picks.
I love it. And I totally had something to say about chocolate, and now I can't remember
Oh,
because we started talking about Wonka. Oh, dang. You know, it's going to come to me like the most weird moment in time.
well, guess what? Tag. So,
Dang.
if
Dang it. Oh,
it comes to you, yeah, it'll
well,
work.
I swear, I don't know. Should I back talking about chocolate to bringing up eating disorder awareness?
Yes, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
We're just going to roll with that.
Nothing in moderation. Go
And I
ahead.
swear, what I had to say about chocolate, oh, that's what I was going to say. Maurice, this question is for you
Uh oh.
because
Whoa.
Maurice went to Italy not so long ago. And I follow a couple
Oh,
of
you froze. He went to where?
Italy,
I remember
a
that.
couple of that. I don't
It
think
was a
it
couple of
was
years
it
ago.
last. It was last year. I think
I don't know.
last
He
year
didn't
they
post
went to
nearly
Italy.
enough food pictures. I don't
Well,
know.
okay, but here, no, was it? It was the year before. Maurice, when did you go to Italy? Anyway,
I
my
don't
question
know.
is for
I
you
don't know.
because I follow couples where the wife is American and the husband is Italian, and they've gone to Italy, but their version of hot chocolate
Every
is
Hallmark movie ever.
like basically melted chocolate. Like it's not like our version of hot chocolate. So I'm wondering, Maurice, if you had hot chocolate out there and if that is like what it really like
You know,
is.
that's interesting. I just saw a recipe recently, and this was posted by Olive Garden.
When you're here, your
Italian,
family.
American Italian. It was posted by Olive Garden, but it was a recipe for hot chocolate using the Andes hot chocolates that they give out. And it was like
Oh,
10 or 15,
excuse me while I go vomit.
like it was like 10 or 15
No.
chocolates that were in there with some, hot milk. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow. First of all, how do you get 10 or 15 is what I want to know.
First of all,
But it
I
was
don't like mint and
melted.
chocolate
It was
together.
melted and these mints to
Yeah.
make this hot chocolate. And I was just thinking that was quite a bit of chocolate. But yeah, answer the question, Mo. Where you at?
Yeah, where you at, man? I need answers because when I see this, it's like they go to this cafe and they get the hot chocolate and it's literally just like melted chocolate and then they put like a dollop of like fresh whipped cream on top.
Not $1. What?
A dollop, like right on top. And I'm just like, if that's how they serve hot chocolate, like, oh man, don't go there if you're a diabetic because
Oh man, don't go there.
I can't imagine the sugar content on that.
What?
So,
That
anyways, Mo, if
sounds
you could,
dangerous and
okay,
delicious. Oh,
I didn't have any hot chocolate. It was too hot. Well, true, but there used to be a restaurant in Chicago named Chocolate that would make what really used to.
hey, Jessica. Ooh, yes.
That would be great. Could you? Could you?
Okay, okay, okay.
All right. Well, did you like? Oh yeah, you did go in the summer. It would have been hot, but I'm just curious
Yeah, that
because
would
I
make
see
sense
that
that
and I'm just
you
like,
would be eating that.
that's very thick. It was very thick chocolate. Like
I just found the recipe.
it's like you have to eat it with a spoon.
Stir 10 Andes mints into 8 ounces of hot milk. That is it. And
Ew.
top it with whipped cream. 10 Andes. I would try that.
You
I would.
lost me at Andy's mints,
I
man.
have a Coke. I know you don't like mint,
Listen,
but you know I have a cocoa bar, right? So some
no.
people.
Why didn't you tell me this? I've been to your place. I've been to your place how many times
I
and I
was
didn't know you
froze.
had a cocoa bar.
I was froze. Oh, you haven't seen my cocoa bar? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, some people have a bar in their house with like alcohol. I don't do that. I have a cocoa bar, and it sits on a little clear tray. And I have because people know I like hot chocolate, and they would just buy me these boxes. You already know.
yeah.
They would buy me boxes of random cocoa, and the packages, they're huge. They're like huge
Listen,
packages of cocoa because my mugs are not standard size mugs.
no.
But I have cocoa. I have syrup. I have flavored syrups for the cocos. I always have several sizes of marshmallows. I have cocoa bombs. It's just one big ball that you just put in there and it just explodes.
Yum. Yeah.
Look, I keep lady fingers in the house. I got
I tried
stars and
I
cinnamon
tried
sticks
making
and
cocoa bombs when we were deep in the pandemic. I tried making cocoa bombs and it just was not working out for me. Like
Like,
the silicone thing just wasn't working.
mm. Well,
Kept breaking.
there is whipped cream in the fridge year round. There's eggnog in the fridge mostly year round, but whipped cream in the fridge year round. And I even during the pandemic figured out how to use my cocoa to make shakes.
Well, aren't you fancy?
So we're gonna
Well,
keep we can use that
I
we can
didn't
use
get
that
that
cocoa,
memo, ma'am.
and we can make milkshakes
I didn't get
and
that
top
memo.
them with all the things like
Okay.
a caramel dip marshmallow. Stick it on the side of your glass. This is a cocoa bar. Okay, it's an experience that
Of
takes
course it
place here.
is. It's
A
always
few
an
people that have
experience.
been privy to the bar, but it's an experience. So
Like I said, I've been to your place how many times, and I have not been
I
introduced
don't
to this
know. And you
cocoa
hung
bar.
out in the kitchen, but you came to get cheesecake and apple crisp. So you
And
didn't.
brought pizza, and
Right. So
I
you
did not
weren't
get
there
introduced to this cocoa bar.
cocoa bar. So sorry.
And I even came during the winter months too.
I feel
Aren't
like
you touching the KitchenAid?
you feeling some kind of way about this.
Listen,
I feel like this is personal at this point.
this is personal. This is personal now. Next time.
But I'm definitely when I'm next location, it needs to have a section. Oh, Miss Jessica has a drink section. She has a lovely drink section area. I'm gonna have a drink section for the cocoa bar and the tea bar. I want a tray, I want a pot, and I need a cabinet for all my mugs. They need to be
I
displayed.
need my own brick and mortar store for all the mugs I have.
Nah,
Because listen, I
I just
have
need a
way
cat.
too
I
many
need a
mugs.
see-through cabinet with the door so they don't get dusty. You come by the house, pick whatever mug you pick. What? Not that one, but pick what you like.
I have a wine bar. Yes, Jessica, I have a wine bar. I gotta show like
I
if you come
remember
to
when
my
you got that
house,
wine bar.
listen, you could come and see my rack, my wine my wine rack. Um, it's ridiculous.
And Vic has a drink fridge.
He
That is
does. Vic has a beer fridge.
the
Vic
most
has
impressive and eclectic drink
yes,
fridge I have
he
ever seen in my life.
has a
All
beer
kinds.
fridge. I have my wine bar area.
Thank you
Yeah.
for giving him one drawer.
Yeah.
That's so kind of you.
That's all kids need. They don't need more than that. You know, they have the whole free reign of the house, man. You got to have something for yourself.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Well, tag, I'm it. And so, y'all.
And we
You
might tag
know,
team this one if we got some stuff because we both did it.
I was going to go into eating disorders.
Oh no, we ain't gonna do you.
We're not
You
tag
got,
teaming on that one. We
you
can
got
tag
that.
team on the last one or
Okay.
whatever.
All right.
All right. So, you know, it's National Eating Disorder Awareness Week actually is this week through March 3rd. And I know I touch on this every year or every season because I have experience having had been in rehab going on. Oh, let's see. When did I graduate out of rehab? That was in 2008.
Was there an actual graduation
Now I wish, but I was actually
or ceremony?
kind of because they tell you when you're going because I was partial inpatient, right? So I was there 8 to 3 every day. Then once you go out of that part, it's like a big deal. Like they announce it in group at the end of the day and everybody claps. It's like it's a big deal because you've reached it's called IOP. I don't remember what IOP stands for, but when you hit IOP, that is like, you know, you're leaving, you're out. And everybody's usually very happy for you. And that's what you strive to get is IOP. I think I don't know. I think OP is outpatient. I don't know what the I stands for, to be honest with you. It's again 2008. We're in 2024 at this point. It's Not something that it's not a time in my life that I want to forget, but it's also not a time in my life that I like to remember too much. I mean, I met wonderful people, but it was a rough go. It was a rough time. Cuz my now 18-year-old was barely 3 years old at the time. And that was the hard part, being away from her all day and her not understanding why mommy's not here. Oh, it was not good. Anyway, so I wanted to touch on this. I actually pulled some information from the National Eating Disorder Association website. Some facts. Did you know that 9% of the US population, or 28.8 million Americans, will experience an eating disorder at some point in their lives? That's a lot of people. Eating disorders have the second highest mortality rate of any mental illness, with the risk of death being highest in anorexia nervosa, which is what I had. Eating disorders can affect anyone regardless of age, race, gender, sex, sexual orientation, or body type. Eating disorders research receives less federal funding than research for many other serious mental and physical illnesses. And they gave a price breakdown. Federal research funding per individual diagnosed. Eating disorders get 73 cents. Schizophrenia gets $86.97. And
wait, go back. Change versus
dollars.
$86.
And Alzheimer's gets $88. Eating disorders get 73 cents per individual diagnosed. And what did I say? It's the second
leading cause of death with the mortality rate.
1 in 5 people with eating disorders seek treatment from someone who specializes in eating disorders.
1 in 5. That sounds like we don't have enough specialists.
No. And here are the barriers to that, why that is. Lack of eating disorder specialists, cost of treatment, not having health insurance coverage,
ain't no treatment,
feelings of shame and stigma, and lack of awareness that one is experiencing an eating disorder. Because you are in denial. Until someone points it out to you, you have no idea. Like this, because so my round in rehab was my relapse. Because I was originally anorexic in high school and then pulled myself. I didn't even get treatment. I had to pull myself out of it. And then I relapsed and didn't even realize it because I was too busy being a mom and taking care of my baby and toddler, or my toddler. She was 2.5, almost 3 at the time, making sure she was being fed and eating and napping and everything. I didn't even realize that I wasn't even eating anymore. Okay. Did you know that even when symptoms are the same among women of different races, clinicians are less likely to identify disordered eating behaviors in women who identify as Black or Hispanic?
Happy Black History Month.
Individuals.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why is that? I would love to know.
Individuals in higher weight bodies are less likely to receive an eating disorder diagnosis, despite having a 2 to 3 times greater chance of engaging in disordered eating behaviors. That's why I tell people, I know I don't look like I used to have an eating disorder, but you don't have to be a skeleton with skin to have an eating disorder. And did you know that weight stigma delayed care led to substandard treatment environments and reduced utilization of healthcare services? Now, I know some people have a question. Is it an eating disorder or is it disordered eating? Now, disordered eating can lead to an eating disorder. So, disordered eating refers to abnormal eating patterns that occur on a regular basis but do not meet the specific diagnostic criteria for an eating disorder.
It sounds like me. Abnormal eating patterns
Yes.
that happen
So,
on a regular basis.
um, so symptoms of disordered eating, some examples of disordered eating: avoiding certain food groups, binge eating, calorie restriction or extreme dieting, changes in weight, eating due to boredom, eating as a way to cope with stress, eating to deal with emotions, elaborate rituals related to food and eating,
Uh,
eating the same things every day,
but now, elaborate, rich.
ritual, engaging in limited or irregular binging and purging, feeling guilty for eating or eating certain foods, labeling foods as good or bad, misusing diuretics, laxatives, or enemas, only eating certain foods, self induced vomiting, skipping meals, taking an all or nothing approach to healthy eating, using diet pills or supplements to lose weight. Now, people, that is considered disordered eating if it's only happening like occasionally, like if it's like once a week or whatever. When it's happening more frequently, that's when it gets diagnosed as an eating disorder. So it also says disordered eating can include behaviors that are
Skipping
abnormal
meals, yes.
as well
Elaborate
as those.
rituals.
So disordered eating patterns can include the use of cleanses, diet pills, emotional eating, excessive exercise, fad diets. That's why I don't do diets, y'all. It's just, it leads to bad things. That's how it started for me. Laxative abuse, misusing supplements, overeating, skipping meals, or fasting, which don't even get me started on that diet, and social withdrawal. So that's how my eating disorder started in high school. My family put me on Weight Watchers.
Mm.
And while I was trying to maintain their whatever program, I took it into a completely different direction, an
Mm.
extreme direction, because it became an obsession. Became an obsession, and I was trying to figure out down to the decimal how many grams of fat and calories I had ingested. It was ridiculous. And anytime I would eat, I would then go into my room and turn on the radio and dance for 2 hours so I could just sweat it all out.
Oh, wow.
It was bad. And that was high school. And that's why I didn't realize it when I relapsed as an adult, because I wasn't doing those same things. My thing was I just started drinking pots of coffee
Mm.
because I was trying to stay awake. You know what I mean? But pots of coffee is a diuretic. So, so that's why, when
Explain what a diuretic is to people who might not know.
diuretic, so it's something that you take that makes you feel full, and basically just keeps you feeling full all day, and can also dehydrate you and put you in the bathroom. So it could be a diuretic slash laxative, depending on how you look at it. And coffee is one of the top diuretics out there, especially in the morning, because that's how and I still do that. Like, I have my coffee in the morning and I don't eat breakfast on a regular, usually on the weekends, or if we have something and I'm like, all right, I'll have something with it. I don't eat till lunch. That's just something that I've always done. Is it a good thing? No. But, if I remember to eat, I'll eat. Or if Vic will be like, what are we eating? You'll be like, oh yeah, what? that part. So that's why when people say they do that fasting diet, I can't, because to me it's just like you're just going to lead yourself down a dangerous path. And basically what you're doing is you're restricting your body. You're restricting that those meals from your body, and it's just not healthy thing. So it may be working for people, and you can, maybe you're strong enough to get past that, but you know um I couldn't do it. Um, let's see. Causes of disordered eating. Culture and society, including celebrity culture. Because where do we learn about these fad diets?
on,
Hollywood,
on TV
television, movies, social
and now
media,
social media.
online influencers, can all lead to distorted body image and unhealthy relationships with food. Mental health conditions such as anxiety, depression, or obsessive compulsive disorder
Mhm.
may contribute to the onset of disordered eating. Stress or difficult life changes can trigger the onset of disordered eating patterns, such as a loss of appetite or eating for comfort and trauma. So it's all linked in that regard. And you know, I will tell you, when you have an eating disorder, not everybody has a fear food. I had a fear food. My fear food was dessert.
Mhm.
I could not eat sweets because I, in my head, thought if I'm gonna eat this, I'm just gonna be ballooned. So it took. So when I was in rehab, um, I basically had to force myself to start feeling okay with eating a dessert with my meal because they had it numbered. You have to have on your tray so many of this in protein, so many of this in fat, so many of this in whatever. And dessert could be considered your carb, not necessarily your fat, but your carb or your fat, one in the way or the other. And it was hard. It was hard, and sometimes I do still feel that way. That's why I really don't eat a lot of sweets. I mean, if it's a birthday or whatever, sure. But like, I eat sweets. I'm not going to say no, but it's difficult because I have to put aside that thought
Mm,
of being a
it's
fear.
bad.
Right. Exactly. Good food, bad food.
And here I am over here trying not to eat dessert with every meal
Yeah.
because I
It,
feel like it needs to go with every meal.
it,
Need a little something sweet. I just
there's
need,
nothing wrong with that,
need
and I've
no,
got,
it's no, it's something wrong.
well,
Dessert
moderation.
should not go with every meal,
Yeah.
but
Um,
I would
but
like it to very much so.
well, yeah, it's always a good like end to your meal, or sometimes that just is your meal because it gets too late.
Sometimes dessert is breakfast.
I Hey, I will say I love a good piece of you know cake or pie or cookie with my coffee in the morning. Dessert,
Cookies and coffee.
a donut. You know what I mean? Like something, right? And I'm not beneath that at all if it's there. Am I running out to get it? No. But
Look,
so
if there's a pound cake in my house of any kind, or a cheesecake or some kind of pie, it might end up on a plate with a glass of milk, um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and a side of meat, and we're just gonna make this the main course. It might happen. It might happen.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Birthday cake is a great way to start your
You know what?
Ice
That's
my
a lot
brother.
of what it is because basically if it's left over in the fridge, it's like, okay, well,
It's fair game for breakfast.
breakfast, and
I'm just
if
saying.
it's a fruit cake, like if it's got strawberries on it,
Or a sweet
it's
potato
healthy.
pound cake,
Ah,
or peach cobbler, or
or
banana
apple
pudding.
crisp.
See, apple crisp. See, all of it has fruit, and you're supposed to consume fruit
You are
first in the day and not later in the day. So
right.
technically, we're
Technically.
making healthy choices.
Right. Exactly. So that's disordered eating. And eating disorder are mental illnesses with specific narrow diagnostic criteria. So it's a little bit more technical.
Mhm.
It's a complex condition characterized by abnormal eating habits that impair health and an individual's ability to function. Um, and so the three most common eating disorders are binge eating, anorexia, and bulimia.
Mhm.
And anorexia, that's what I was, um, has the highest mortality rate of any mental disorder.
Hmm.
So symptoms of anorexia include intense fear of gaining weight, severe restriction of food intake, distorted body image, excessive exercise, extreme weight loss, preoccupation with food and weight.
Hmm.
Yes. I can't say I had the extreme weight loss, but everything else, right, spot on. Um, let's see. Also, in addition to extreme restrictions on food intake, people with anorexia will also go to extreme lengths to eliminate the calories they consume, such as excessive exercise,
I mentioned that.
self-induced vomiting, or laxative diuretic use.
Yeah.
So, while many people with anorexia are underweight, it is not required for diagnosis. Because when I was diagnosed the last time, I was not underweight. I was just like, it was just rapid. And people around me are like, I just saw you last week and you look like you've lost another 5 pounds. So that's when my doctor's like, let's go get you evaluated. And then that's when they said, yeah, I think you're going to be with us partially inpatient so we can get you fixed.
Hmm.
Great. And I still have, I'll still never forget, I had a family member question if I was sure that I wanted to do that. Are you sure that's going to go on your medical record? I had in high school family members, oh, you're just doing it for attention. You really don't have any, even though the doctor diagnosed it. No, you're just doing it for attention. You don't really. And I'm going to tell you what, I can tell you that is the last thing we want to hear. We're not doing it for attention. We can't just eat because you want us to. Like, if we could do that, then we would. But there's a little bit more to it. It's a mental illness. Binge eating is characterized by episodes of binge eating followed by feelings of shame, guilt, and distress. So, symptoms of binge eating include eating large quantities of food in a short period, feeling out of control during a binge, eating even when you are not hungry, feeling guilty, ashamed, or distressed after eating. When I was in treatment, I was with other people who were binge eaters. Um, but then they would fall in line with the binge and purge. So they would binge and then everything they just ate, which leads me to bulimia as the third one.
Hmm.
Um, uh, by episodes of binge eating followed by purging behaviors such as vomiting or using laxatives. To be diagnosed with bulimia, a person must engage in the following behaviors. Binging, which involves consuming excessive amounts of food over the course of a 2-hour period, and a sense of feeling out of control. The repeated use of compensatory self-induced purging behaviors such as the use of laxatives, diuretics, vomiting, and extreme exercise to avoid potential weight gain. Such behaviors must occur at least once a week for a minimum of 3 months.
Hmm.
So they have to have that in order to be diagnosed. So signs of an eating disorder. Some signs to look for: constantly feeling cold and wearing thick layers to stay warm, avoiding social situations where eating may be involved, engaging in periods of extreme food restriction, exercising excessively to prevent weight gain or to lose weight, hiding, stealing, or hoarding food, only eating in private, poor self-esteem, spending a lot of time preparing food for others and then refusing to eat, symptoms of anxiety and depression, or wearing baggy clothing to hide weight loss. Such behaviors take up a great deal of time and mental energy. They may interfere with the person's ability to function normally in different areas of their life, including home, work, school, and relationships. In many cases, people may avoid social events to avoid having to eat around other people. This is true because when I was going through rehab, it was around Christmas time. And back then, I had a bigger family gathering. And I had to bring Vic with me because I'm like, I need you to be my support person because everything gets put out like buffet style. Like I need you there to support me, to like, and he was, and that's what you need. Like when you go through rehab, you just make sure if you're in those kinds of situations, you have a support person with you.
What does the support person do?
So the support person is kind of there to, because sometimes people with eating disorders, just seeing food freaks them out. It's like it becomes overwhelming, especially holidays, because there's so much, especially if you see foods that immediately your mind goes to the amount of calories and fat, and I'm going to ingest this and it's going to go straight to me, and I'm going to be, the distorted body image starts happening. So the support person's kind of there to kind of like get you to reframe your thoughts. I mean, that's what we learn. We have to reframe and get more positive in our thinking. And so they're there to kind of like, okay, I'll help you fix a plate, or we could like walk through it, talk through it. I could help you put portions on your plate so that you're not feeling overwhelmed and in your head. Because then when you get to that, then you're just not going to eat it all, or you're going to overdo it and then have the aftermath.
Okay.
So having a support person in those situations is wonderful, especially in large gatherings like that. I watch influencers, on the reels on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Everyone now is doing like these videos where they're eating and like saying, oh, this tastes like 8 out of 10 or whatever. I can't, like, me personally, I still would feel too uncomfortable to eat on camera in front of people. Like I've thought about that. I'm like, oh, you know what? I would like to try to do that because I buy stuff, and it's like the exotic snack store. But I'm like,
There's an exotic snack store?
yes, there's an exotic snack store out by me. So we go. Like,
I've been to your house 29 times and we ain't been to no exotic snacks.
Because the last time you were
Okay,
here,
I'm sorry. Keep going. Go on.
Anyways, we went. But I want to do these things, but I'm just like, I can't bring myself to eat in front of people because I feel like I'm not a certain size. And so I feel like I'm just going to get all those hateful comments like, oh, look at this BG eating on the camp. You know what I mean? And that would just mess with me more. So I don't do those. And unless it's a drink. If it's like a drink, that's fine. But actually,
we can have tea, but we can't have crumpets.
Well, I don't feel comfortable with that. Like in this situation,
don't get crumpets. No.
I mean, in this situation, it's different. But if it was like just me doing a critique on some food, I would feel so uncomfortable. I would feel like I was naked on stage in front of a crowd. That's how it feels. That's literally how it feels. Like, I feel it makes me feel too vulnerable and too exposed. And it's so silly because it's like people do this every day. All you're doing is eating something on camera. But for someone who's had issues with an eating disorder, it's not. It's weird. It's just, I can't even. Anyways, to wrap up this section of our show here on eating disorders, coping and prevention. So some steps you can take: avoid fad diets. People, fasters. Crash diets tend to be highly restrictive and lead to feelings of hunger and deprivation. This often results in cravings and overeating behaviors, leading to feelings of failure and guilt. Instead of following fad diets, focus on eating in moderation and avoid labeling foods as inherently good or bad. Please trust me. That's why when people invite me to like join their like fitness, whatever, I can't do it because I just know I'm just. Use positive self-talk. Like I said, you reframe the negative. So disordered eating is often accompanied by negative self-talk and self-criticism. Instead of comparing your body to others or berating yourself over your appearance, focus on appreciating your good qualities. Think about what you like about your body and how your body serves you. Building a positive relationship with your body, noticing the things you love about yourself, and using positive affirmations to build your confidence can be helpful. They had us literally in rehab post-it notes with positive words. And they said, when you go home, put those on your mirror. Put those post-its on your mirror and read them every chance you get. Every time you're in front of that mirror, you're looking at yourself, you're reading those positive affirmations about yourself and about your body. Practice body neutrality. Involves practicing accepting your body and focusing on caring for your body with adequate food, rest, water, and care. Learning to appreciate your body can help improve body image and combat disordered eating behaviors. Try mindful eating. Mindfulness is a practice that involves focusing entirely on the present moment. When applied to eating, can help you avoid unconscious, distracted eating and instead fully appreciate the food you eat and the experience of consuming it. And I will tell you, my issue working in restaurants, you had to eat fast. You don't get to sit down and actually enjoy your meal. You're on your feet, you're stuffing your face, and you're going. And then that kind of carries into the eating disorder part of it, because you're not sitting and enjoying your meal. You're scarfing your face to get it in and you're done, right? And one thing that they taught us in rehab, which, if anyone ever feels guilty about what they're consuming, what you're eating today, you get to start fresh tomorrow. It's not going to be there tomorrow.
Sure won't.
It's not going to be there tomorrow. You're starting all over again. So don't feel guilty if you have that extra piece of cake, or, you're eating, whatever, something really delicious and bad, quote unquote bad. You get to start all over again the next day. Those calories and all that, they don't exist. They don't exist. And as a person who goes through rehab with an eating disorder, you can't know numbers anyway. And I know I've mentioned that before. We would get weighed on the scale backwards every morning. Couldn't look at the numbers, couldn't see what we weighed, could not read. If they caught us when we had our packages for our snacks, if they caught us reading the label, we would get in trouble. What are you doing? You're not supposed to do. You can't read numbers. No calories, no fat. Those are non-existent. So that's why I did a TikTok the other day, because an article had popped up on how, because restaurants, I don't know how, it's been 5 or 6 years now, restaurants are now putting like the calories and fat on their menu items. And at first started, I was like, this is a bad idea. It's a really bad idea. For people who have either gone through an eating disorder, are currently going through an eating disorder, silently going through an eating disorder. I think that I know the intention was good, but I think that's doing a disservice for a lot of people. And so I'll end on this, how to get help. So like I said, I was going to babble on this one because it is very near and dear to me. And so I gave you all some examples and stuff. So if you know anybody who might be struggling, the National Eating Disorders Association is a great website. National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorder, which is ANAD, is another one. The Eating Disorder Foundation, or Eating Disorders Resource Center, EDRC. And NEDA, so the National Eating Disorder Association, NEDA, NEDA, is the top one. And their number is 800-931-2237. That's their helpline for support. And they're really top notch. Them and ANAD are the two that I love. So I know we went over our 60-minute, but I feel like that one did enough love or attention, and it really needs to. So
yeah,
tag you're it.
Tag. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go through this really quick.
Okay.
For National Therapeutic Recreation Month,
Oh,
Chrissy,
yes.
she might be tagging herself in. It was
Wow.
first established in 2010.
Mhm.
Therapeutic recreation is the use of leisure activities to promote the health, emotional well being, skills, and abilities of people with illnesses or disabilities.
Mhm.
Therapeutic recreation includes drama, music, arts and crafts, sports, dance, and movement, as well as games. Therapeutic recreation is available in hospitals, schools, community centers, sports programs, and assisted living facilities.
Mhm.
And this month focuses on raising awareness of the importance of participating in activities that help people with disabilities and health conditions to recover and to heal. We celebrate by relaxing and recharging, by joining activities like yoga, hiking, and art therapy for a month of self care. Um, what can you do to celebrate? You can attend the therapeutic recreation events. You can volunteer at a recreational therapy program. You can try a new recreational activity. You can share your own story if you have been a patient or someone in your family has benefited from therapeutic recreation, or you can host a therapeutic recreation themed party, which I thought was fun.
Mm.
So I saw that the emphasis for me was on month of self care. So my question is, if you had to take up a new activity for recreation, um, that has something to do with self care, what would be your activity to try for the month?
Um, I don't know if this is for self-care, but I started using this app to learn ASL. Yeah.
Learning a new language.
Yeah, learning a new language. Yeah.
Okay.
I literally just started it yesterday.
Wow. And
Yeah.
I took ASL in college.
Yeah.
I had a few classes in deaf culture, so I might be testing you.
Oh boy. Started yesterday, so
my co
give me at least a month.
right. My coworkers have been talking about adding an app so that we can learn more Spanish because we are getting more Spanish speaking students
Okay.
who only speak Spanish. Do you
Oh,
know what it's like to teach a kid that only speaks Spanish and you
that's
don't?
yeah.
Baby, I'm making hand signs and playing charades and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And the few words I know, I feel really smart some days, and some days I don't. But we've been
Yeah.
talking about that. But I would like to get back into some of the things that I've been doing for self care. I can't remember the last time I soaked in the tub.
Ah, that sounds wonderful.
Soak, not jump in the
Mm.
shower and jump back out. Soak. We were talking about taking our kids on field trips um, for spring break, and we were looking into a pottery workshop.
Oh, yeah.
It was way too expensive, but we would
Expensive.
love to be able to offer something like that so that they can learn something new and get
Yeah.
messy. Hey, Margaret, sculpting. Yeah, well, that's kind of like I
Yeah.
don't know. That ain't really like pottery, but it's hands on crafts. I like that. I like that
Yeah.
sculpting. What would you sculpt? I would love. I want to make a fancy vase. Um, Speaking of those, if I had to pick something new to do,
Mhm.
glass blowing. That was on my
Ooh.
list of things to do when I turned 30, and it's been several
Okay.
years since I turned. I want to go blow some glass and
Oh,
make some beautiful
that would
um,
be cool.
vases and goblets.
Yeah, that
Let
would
me
be
come
cool.
on a drinking goblet. I would
That
love
would be cool.
to have fun
But
doing something like that. I want to know what Margaret was sculpt.
so when you're talking about
A
a
dolphin.
dolphin,
Yes, my high
oh,
school.
that would be pretty. I love dolphins.
My high school mask.
Flipper. um, you were talking about recreational therapy, like art therapy, music therapy, yoga, and all of that. I did that when I was in rehab. That
Yeah.
was part of our therapy. And I have to say, art therapy was my favorite part of it, because they just gave us the mediums, and we just, whatever we were feeling, we got to just put it on the paper, draw it out. And it was really cool, because I'm not an artistic person in that regard, but man, I'll tell you, I had some good artwork coming out of that rehab facility. I was like, oh, I can put this in a frame.
I bet.
Yeah.
We always change the schedule when we come back after the holidays for the students. And I added social emotional learning into the schedule.
Nice.
Um, I've been cleaning the office out for the last 2 weeks, and one of my staff found a box of yoga mats that
Oh,
that we picked up that I was gonna use. We were gonna use them last summer, and who knows what happened. It was so much going on.
yeah.
But she wants to use them for SEL for the kids to do yoga. So we might be
That would be
rolling out the
awesome.
mats in the hall. I cannot wait to see these kids roll these mats out in the hallway and namaste your ass down. Sit down. I need you. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna be up there with the camera like this is
Yeah.
what we need once a
Yeah.
week. But I would love to see them working on mindfulness and meditation. And we got so many apps and so many videos. I'm like, this was my thing. When I first started with the organization, I
Yeah.
came in teaching SEL. That's what I was
Yeah.
hired for.
Yeah.
So it was very pleasing that
Yeah.
she saw the mat and was like, I want to use this for. I'm like, go, yes, go forth and do that and
Please,
call
please
me so
do.
I can come and sit too. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I was excited to see that. So our kids are going to be doing some yoga and meditation. Great.
Oh, that's perfect. And that's a great age. Great age to get them into it.
Yeah. When I first started at the school, they had meditation like over the intercom. They would do it twice a day. They do it in the morning when they came in, and then maybe 2:15ish, like before they started winding down to dismiss, they would play it over the speakers. They haven't done that in years. They would
Oh,
play it over the speakers, and it's like, you know, they had somebody go on the mic and, now it's
yeah.
time for a meditation. And everybody, the school was silent for
Oh,
3 minutes,
how
and
lovely.
they would play whatever the audio was, and you could hear a pin drop.
Oh,
They need to bring that back.
yeah.
They need to bring it back.
100%.
And if they don't bring it, we need to find a way to add it. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what I was thinking with putting SEL back on in the rotation. So our kids have a chance to sit and be still and be mindful of something
Yeah.
other than chaos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them when they go home, that's what they get. They're walking into toxic
Yeah.
families and dysfunction and chaos and crises. And then they come back to school the next day hyped up,
Yeah.
and this is why they ain't slept all night.
Right.
Because people were fighting in the house. So they
Yeah.
need that moment. I just want to find a space to provide that for them.
Yeah. Because then they can take that home with them and do it,
Right.
another tool for them to be able
If
to.
you gotta go in the bathroom and
Yeah.
shut the door, find a way to center yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, all right. So we went over 60 minutes. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
We had a lot to talk about.
me too.
It's what we're here for. We have to talk
Yes,
about
me
our
too.
day and, you know,
Mhm.
inform y'all on stuff. So we appreciate you joining us, though.
We do. We absolutely do. We're glad you're here. Thank you, Jessica.
Jessica, I love that you're here. I haven't seen you in forever. I miss you. And I think,
Listening and writing. Oh yeah, she's a
oh,
multitasker.
yeah, I swear.
So
And
while
then,
we're talking about self-care, I'm gonna leave you with these tips.
yes.
And this is my final piece. Because it was the month of love, we cannot forget. No. 5 more minutes, that's all you get. Because it was the month of love, we celebrate Valentine's Day, remembering love, self care, fostering relationships with family and friends, and loving others. These
Am
are
I
10
doing that
tips
right? Am I
for
doing that
loving
right?
yourself. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to make a heart, and I don't even
Oh,
know if I'm doing that right. I mean,
never mind.
whatever.
10 tips for loving yourself. How are we going to love ourselves more this year? 10 tips are loving ourselves. The first tip is be mindful, which is what we were just talking about. Finding
Mhm,
ways to center ourselves.
mhm,
Number two, thank you. Number two, give thanks for each day. Today sucked, y'all. However, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. There are some things that got done. There's some conversations I had that were really good. I ate some good food. I had some delicious tea. I'm here with y'all on this leap day. It's an extra day. We got an extra day. Some people who celebrating their birthdays ain't celebrated
In 4 years.
in 4 years. So there's always something to be grateful for. Give thanks for each day. Do what you love. I love talking to y'all. I love my friends. Hey y'all. Jessica's here, Margaret's here, Chrissy's here, Maurice is here. Um, I had people wishing me a good show, have a good show while we was on the show. It's like you ain't watching the show, but thanks, Um, but they wish me a good show. Um, and do what you love. And as much stress as I had with work today, I love what I do, and I love my babies. And I got hundreds of them.
Mm,
Number four, move your body.
mm, mm.
Move your
Mm,
body. I
nobody.
think I was extra cranky this week because I ain't worked out. This ball been in the corner. I ain't stretched out. Jessica. I ain't been on the porch. I put my scenery up on the TV. I ain't been on the porch. I ain't rolled around on this ball. It's some stuff I have not been doing. Move your body. That's one way to love yourself. Eat well. What's
Or
the
just
last thing you ate
just
that was
eat.
really good? Or just eat. That's a good one. I've been really good with my shakes every morning because otherwise I won't eat nothing. I even had a shake on the weekend.
Wow.
And that's one day I won't. I never mind. Won't do that. I had a shake on Saturday morning,
Mm-mm.
and I didn't even have to get up and go nowhere. But I had that shake. Eat well. What's the last thing you ate that was really good? I'm talking good.
Huh.
And Jessica know what I'm finna say too, because I got one.
Go ahead. You go first because I can't
When you got one of them chickens from the Sam's Club,
remember.
one of them little chickens, and cut that joker up. I made some dressing and some fettuccine and some green beans and was
Oh.
laid out on this couch trying to
Mm.
watch a Hallmark movie. You know doggone well. They don't go
Doing
together.
those
One of them
Hallmark movies.
chickens, Jessica, she know about them chickens. Vegetarian
Vegetarian fajita.
fajitas. Ooh.
Ooh.
Was the skillet sizzling? I can bring them to you in the restaurant. It's like
Oh,
don't don't cause a scene. Just
chicken.
bring me my fajitas. Ain't got to be on fire making noise. The chickens. Okay, what's the last thing you ate that was really good?
Honestly, I was gonna say probably most of what I ate in New York was really good.
New York was the best thing you had in New York.
I will tell you. I mean, first of all, they had Wagyu pastrami. I had to try it and it was great.
What animal was that?
I don't
Beef.
know. Pastrami,
That
I think,
beef.
is beef. Yeah.
Wagyu.
Yeah. Well, the Wagyu is the yeah, it's the I don't know if that's the cut, whatever. It was delicious,
It
but
was some
that
kind of
wasn't my best thing. My best thing that I had out there, y'all, as someone who can't have gluten, yes, Wagyu. Thank you, Jessica. Wagyu
That's
is
how it
how
was raised.
it's
Okay.
raised
All right.
because Japanese A5 Wagyu beef is freaking amazing and it melts in your mouth, but that's
You
not what I
are so
had.
you are so specific today. Okay.
Listen, once you have Japanese A5 Wagyu beef, you will never want. Yes. Yes, it says sex. Yes, Jessica, the sexy mark. Yes.
Sexy marbling on the
Listen,
meat.
listen. You will never go back. But that's not what I. So the best
Ain't
thing I've had
nobody
in New
told me
York,
nothing about no sexy meat.
the best. It's sexy, and it melts in your mouth like just like. But that's not the best. The pastrami is not the best thing. The best
Okay.
thing is, as someone who cannot have gluten,
Mm-hmm.
I found a place that had gluten-free bagels,
Mm.
and gluten-free bagels that was like an actual bagel. Like it was soft and it was fluffy, and I had it with, listen, I'm not Jewish, but I was feeding my inner Jewish girl that day. So I had it with cream cheese and smoked salmon and some onions on there, and it was and with, oh my gosh, I was like,
Okay.
I need
You
this
you look
in
like
my
you had
life.
a good time.
Oh, it
Okay.
was delicious. I was like, okay. However, y'all, Chicago still has the best hot dogs. Okay,
Uh,
that's what I
I
said,
mean,
because I did have a New York style hot dog. Chicago, we win on that one. I'm just letting you know. I did not
just
get to do the pizza challenge though, but
don't even
um,
bother. I've had pizza in New York, and I don't even know why they try.
yeah,
Just to say, it just melts in you.
it
Just melts
does.
in
It
your mouth.
literally. So if you
The
have
meat.
Japanese A5 Wagyu steak,
I gotta go looking. I gotta go looking.
it
You got
literally
exotic
melts in
snacks and
your mouth
sexy meat. Ain't
like.
nobody telling me these things.
Listen, it is super freaking expensive though. I'm gonna tell you what, it is so expensive. So where I had it was when Vic and I went for, we were celebrating something, my birthday. We went to Perry's Steakhouse, and they had a flight. And New York strip is my favorite cut of steak, and they had a flight of three different kinds of New York strip. There was,
A
I don't
flight
know,
of steak, a
a
steak
flight.
fry.
Okay, it was like pieces were this big though. They were like maybe 2 or 3 ounce
Is it
pieces of
though?
meat.
Is it
Okay.
not?
Listen, they were small, but it was like a Texas Wagyu and then some kind of Midwest cow. And then the Japanese A5 Wagyu. When I got to that one, I was going ever so small because it was just
You
melting
trying to
like
make it
butter.
last?
And I had to wait. I didn't want it to end.
You,
So I
she
went on
said like butter. Guess
it
what she said?
it does, it literally, it disintegrates. It disintegrates in your mouth. Sorry to any vegetarians and vegans that are watching, but literally this meat just, but it's not a cheap
Mm-mm.
cut of beef. It is not cheap. Like some of these fancy restaurants, you have to get like a 3 or 4 ounce minimum, and it's something like
They
30
got a
some
minimum.
dollars an ounce
They got a minimum.
because they do it
Float
by the
me a bag. Float somebody. Float me a bag of wagyu.
oh no, but yeah,
Float
so
me a
that
bag of
I would
30
say the
ounces of
best
wagyu.
thing,
Oh my
the,
goodness.
the last best thing I had was that bagel in New York, just because
Okay,
it
so we
just
got a
like
bagel.
the fact
We
that they
got.
had a gluten-free bagel that wasn't flat and dry and
Mm,
disgusting was
I'm
just,
wondering if I've ever had a real bagel now in my life. You said
I
soft and
I'm gonna
chewy. I
tell you,
certainly ain't
y'all.
never had a soft bagel.
I'm gonna tell you, New York wins the bagel game. New York
Okay.
wins the bagel game, but we win the hot dog game. That's for sure.
Margaret say New York food is the best. Now she can't be talking about pizza.
I mean, New York food is good.
Can't be talking about the
It's
pizza.
not
But
cheap. That's
it's
for sure. It is not
not
cheap to
cheap.
eat in New
That
York.
is for
That's
sure.
damn sure.
All right.
But anyway,
So
that was that.
I feel like the first five were all about you, and these next five are all about other people, even though this is the list for loving yourself. Number six is practice generosity.
Mm,
How do we love ourselves? By practicing generosity, reciprocity. Things come back. You give away kindness, you sow goodness, it comes
mhm,
back. Things come back to you. Number seven is show compassion. Same thing. You sow compassion, it comes back to you.
mhm.
I think you have much better life experiences when you are practicing generosity and compassion in your
Yeah.
daily life. Eight, connect in real life. We've been talking about the pandemic a couple of times tonight, but social media and being antisocial and wearing masks permanent mask on our faces,
Yeah.
connecting in real life.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's something that needs to happen. So even though me and Chrissy we on the screen, we did have a breakfast date recently.
We did.
We
And
had
we
a
still have to go on our brunch date to that Beatrix place. So
exactly. We got to
my
go at
sister just, whoa, that's wonderful.
it.
I,
Originated in
if I ever get to go to Japan, I will be
the
first in
sexy
line.
marble meat
Oh yeah,
originated in Japan.
it did. It originated.
I'm
Sure
gonna, I'm
did.
gonna have to go look this up.
It comes from Japan. That's why it's
And
so freaking
yeah,
expensive because it's coming
I
from.
hear
Anyway,
it.
yes, we
So
still have to do
this
that
time,
brunch date and
let
our
me
tea
see.
date.
This time last year, me and Jessica were hanging out. Whoop whoop.
Oh, that's true.
This time last year, we were
Uh-huh.
hanging out in person.
Yep.
We're gonna have to plan something. Connecting in real life. Margaret, lunch, dinner, breakfast. What we doing? We gotta plan something. All right. Number 9, get plenty of sleep. I've been doing my best to go to bed before too.
Yeah.
Doing my best. I do my best. Let's back it up and try to we're gonna try to get to bed before 1 in March.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you froze
We're
again.
gonna aim for 1 in March. We'll try to get
There
to
you go.
bed before 1 in March. Lights out, screen out, water rippling before 1. So we're gonna work on that. The last one, forgive yourself.
Mm,
I kind of needed to hear this today. Because I was kicking myself for mistakes that weren't even mine.
yeah.
Forgive yourself. Guess what? Tomorrow's another day. What you
Mhm.
say? That thing you ate today ain't gonna be there tomorrow.
You'll be there tomorrow. You
Whatever
start
happened
over.
today ain't gonna be there tomorrow. You get to start over tomorrow.
Clean slate. Fresh
So
page.
that whole go back to showing compassion started with you. Start
Yep.
with you. Show compassion to yourself. For
100%.
before anything else. Forgive yourself. Give yourself a clean slate. Hey, we made it through the day. We made it to 10:05. An extra day. We ain't had this
Yeah.
much. We ain't had this many days in 4 years. We made it to 10:05. It was a long day. It was a long show. Long show, long day, longest month
Yep.
we've had in several Februarys. So
Yeah. That's true.
forgive yourself, love yourself. It's much easier to love other people when you love who you are.
That's true. That's true. Well,
And,
and on that note, next
and
show is going to be March 28th. So
March
in a month, we'll be back. And we already know what we're talking about. I just don't have it in front of me.
already because we're overachievers and we had our meeting last year.
Yeah,
So
we
we're
did.
good. We're good. So
We
when
have
we
it
have this
in
meeting,
2023.
we have
We're
this brunch meeting in March, we're gonna do the next 3 months and we'll be
right. Exactly.
so we ain't got
Exactly.
to wait to the last minute. We prepare
We try, anyways.
you for you.
All right,
Love
y'all.
you
Well,
all.
thank you all for joining us.
Take care of yourself.
Jessica, it's so good to see you. And
Thank you
even
all
though,
for watching and engaging.
yeah, yeah.
Take care
But
of yourself.
y'all
Eat
have
something
a good night.
good.
Yes.
Go get some chocolate.
Chocolate. All the
Love on you.
chocolate and some tea.
Love on yourself.
All right, y'all. See ya.